Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the very first time you visited, yay, you're here finally. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, welcome back. I truly appreciate your support. You know already that my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called The Neon Highway. This drama about two country singers headed to Nashville releases on March 15th, 2024. So the film is PG-13 and is an hour and 53 minutes long. My overall movie review mom grade is a B. I thought it was really good. However, it's a bit slow moving, and now I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I really liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are pretty good and somewhat similar that you might also really like if you like this one. Ready to start? All right, let's dive in. In a nutshell, when Wayne, a singer, meets washed up legend Claude Allen, they go to Nashville for a second chance at their musical career. When the song they pitch gets rejected, Wayne figures out how to release the song publicly, not for himself, but for Claude. The film was directed by William Wages. He co-wrote it with Philip Bellery. The director stated in the press notes that the studio sent to me, quote, I caught the filmmaking bug when I was just 12 years old. It happened one day on a bus ride home in Atlanta after buying a copy of American Cinematographer magazine, which was published by the American Society of Cinematographers, ASC. I read every word of every article and every ad, making up my mind then and there that I wanted to make movies. No one could have guessed, let alone me, that decades later, I would receive the Lifetime Career Achievement Award by, you guessed it, the ASC, end quote. I love that story. And whenever I get press screeners from studios, I always ask them if they can share inside scoop or quotes from the directors or fun things like that to share with you, because that always endears the film to me when I know a little bit more about the story, right? So let me give you some tips for parents. I think most kids are going to be bored. This is one of those adults talking type of movies. Unless they're older and they're musicians and they're interested in country music and making it big in Nashville. There is some light profanity and there is some alcohol and bar scenes. Some of the themes that are illustrated really well are don't give up on your dreams, integrity in business, relationships, passion for music, reconciliation, and forgiveness. So there were a lot of things that I really liked about this film. First of all, the cast features Beau Bridges, who's fantastic in this, Rob Mays, TJ Power, Lee Brice, Sam Hennings, Wilbur Fitzgerald, and many more. Now, is it just me, or do you also think Rob Mays kind of looks like the actor Jason Momoa? You know, Aquaman? He kind of had that vibe going on, which I liked. And I think a lot of women will like that as well. We get to see a very short cameo performance by Pam Tillis in the movie. She won a Grammy Award, two CMA Awards, and hit six #1 top 10 hits during her career. Pretty impressive. I was hoping she was going to sing or something in the movie, but she just has a very short talking role in a very small scene. Still, it was great seeing her. The title of the movie is intriguing and made me want to know more about it. As it turns out, it's the name and the lyrics of a song that one of the characters in the story writes. Beau Bridges' face on the movie poster definitely caught my attention, which is what made me want to learn more about the film. I haven't watched trailers in a long time. Usually I'll get a press screener from a studio, and if it has an intriguing movie, title, poster, or a star that I want to see, then I'll say, yeah, I want to see that one. And so I kind of like that. I watch the movie fresh without having any expectations. Now, the goal of the leading characters in the movie is to get back to Nashville. So, have you been there before? I've been there just once before, and I'm heading back again this summer to speak at a conference. The main street is magical and is filled with hope and lots of music. You literally can walk from one bar to the next bar to the next singing area. I don't know. It's just music, music, band, singers, just one after another. And it's similar to New Orleans, if you've ever been there, when it's just jazz club after jazz club after jazz club. And I just think that that's so much fun. The Gretsch model guitar that's featured in the movie is famous and is used by many popular country and rock musicians. They make a big deal about it. We get a lot of close-ups, so that's pretty cool. And the performance scenes in the movie were all recorded live. That makes it extra special. The movie was not filmed in Nashville, surprisingly, but in Columbus, Georgia. Now, I used to live in Georgia for 15 years. Not that much was happening film-wise, but now it is a very economical location for filming, and a ton of stuff is being filmed there. So yay, Georgia, always on my mind. And then the last little thing I wanted to mention is that we get to hear some good country music. Now, with all of that praise, there really just were a couple of things that I noted on things that I didn't like. For example, there is some acting that is not very good, some acting moments that are done by amateur actors or beginning new actors, and it sort of detracts. Other than that, there are some great acting moments where you forget you're watching a movie and you're really involved and engrossed in the story, and that's the mark of a really good movie. Ultimately, the movie is extremely slow moving. And I guess that appropriately represents how the music industry moves slowly as well. So it's not a big action movie. If you wait for something to happen, you're going to be waiting for quite a while. We know that there's an exciting thing that happens, but it doesn't happen until the very end of the film. And I wished it had happened a little bit earlier on, but such as it is, just expect an easy breezy, slow moving character study. All right, so whenever I watch movies, I take notes, and specifically, I write down funny lines and interesting lines simply so I can share them with you, so you get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. So you can see all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share some of them with you right now. So one of the very first lines that I wrote down for as a funny line was spoken by Claude Allen, who's played by Beau Bridges. He's this old, crusty, has-been musician in the country world, the country singing world, and he says, "This business is a bitter mistress." And I've heard that before about the music industry. You could almost say that about a lot of companies or industries, but it's definitely true for music. And, getting to Nashville, that's the dream of country western singers for sure. And then Rob Mays, who is a singer, but he was going to have his break and he had an accident and years went by and he didn't ever forget his dream, but he kind of figured it was dead. Anyway, he meets Claude Allen, who was this famous singer in the country world. And so Claude invites him to let's go to Nashville and let's both revive both of our careers. And so Rob Mays's character says, "Are you serious?" And Beau Bridges' character kind of grumbles, "As a train wreck." He has lots of these funny local sayings that just made me laugh a lot. And then Beau Bridges' character says at one time, "Nothing better than an old friend, even the ugly ones." And he's just got this fun personality, but again, he's kind of crusty and he's a has-been in the story. Then I wrote down some interesting lines, and turns out they were all lines that Beau Bridges' character said. One of them is, "It's dangerous living on the road." And they have a little road trip as they get to Nashville, and they're talking about his career as he was on the road, trying to cut albums and trying to get people to hear his music. Another time he says, "If it's in your soul, it don't go away." And that speaks to this younger guy who could have had a career but didn't, and yet that dream hasn't died. He hasn't taken action on it, but he still has that dream in his heart. And then at another point, there are a bunch of people in a studio, and he says, just what the world needs, another picker, meaning, another guitar player, everybody in Nashville trying to make it. And then another time, he says, don't matter if it's any good, it just has to be new. And he's trying to explain how the business is. That a lot of bad songs get produced, but they're new songs, and that's what the marketing publishing agents are looking for, is something new. All right, so as I was watching this movie, there were 3 films that I instantly thought of that I wanted to tell you about. 2 of them are actually documentaries that probably flew under your radar. If you're fascinated with Nashville, or you have dreams and hopes of hitting it big as a country western singer, definitely check out these first 2. The first one is called After So Many Days. And it's a documentary, it's a true story of a husband and wife who go on the road, and their goal is to perform every single day, exposing their music and their dreams to anybody who will listen. And it's really interesting to watch their life on the road and what happens, how they touch people's lives, and how hard and frustrating it can be. And then the second one, also a documentary, is called It All Begins with a Song. And it actually takes a look at songwriters in Nashville specifically, and how they might be great songwriters, but now they've got to find someone to sing their song who's going to turn that song into a big hit, and how difficult that element of the business is. And then the last one is a fictional, well, it's actually based on a true story, but it's a drama. It's a feature film, and it's called Wild Rose. And it's a really heartwarming story, but it also paints the picture of a really rough business and how hard these people work. We listen to songs on the radio and we're like, oh, yeah, I like it, or I don't like it, not realizing all the blood, sweat, and tears that went in to getting that song on the radio. And getting that song on the radio was an element of this movie called The Neon Highway that I thought was really sweet. All right, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about it. Comment down below. And by the way, the links to those videos that I just recommended are also down below in the description. When you get a minute, join my Facebook group called Movie Review Mom. Until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.